the big elephant in the room that we're not talking about is Big Pharma.
Right.
Because this diet isn't good for Big Pharma,
No,
right?
not at all.
Because you're taking
No.
people off all these medications, and they can't patent the food, and it's not processed anyways. So not only Big Pharma, but no big business can do much here, except maybe meat business.
Well, no, I think that's not it. I think that's not correct, because while certainly you're going to take some stuff away from Big Pharma, some of the processed food companies are going to lose on this as well. But who's going to win? So let's say you're working at Ford Motor Company, you're the CEO of Ford Motor Company, and 30% of your costs are employee healthcare costs, and you can get those costs down significantly, which we can. Those guys win. So you basically have a whole vast array of industry that's going to do better. From better employee health, better productivity. Pharma loses a little bit of money. That's what we'll see happening.
And how do you feel about Big Pharma? I mean, it's a juggernaut these days, and most Americans are on a variety of medications.
Right. So yes, they've saturated the market very nicely. We've got, I think,
with everything.
I think the average American over 65 is on five chronic medications right now. I mean, that's just amazing. There are some pharmaceutical companies have had some good wins. Things like insulin, antibiotics, and things like that. But most of these chronic disease medications, these lifestyle medications, weight loss drugs, drugs for autoimmune syndrome, things like that. I think Goldman Sachs did an analysis on the pharmaceutical industry, and the question was, does it make sense from a business standpoint to cure disease? The answer that came back was, no, it doesn't. And so their motivation is not to cure anybody. It's basically to, and what the healthcare system has become is disease management system. I like to call it the disease maintenance system, because you maintain people in some degree of disease, and you just treat their symptoms. And we're trying to get these people off this and actually fix their disease.
Yeah, and it's like a medication annuity for the rest of their life.
Right.
And you just keep them alive long enough, but they're kind of barely alive.
Right.
But you want them to kind of, live long and be sick.
Live long and not prosper.
Right, exactly. And if that's the model, then the companies will optimize for that model.
Right.
Whether it's a conspiracy or not, that's just what
it makes financial sense, right?
Yeah,
sure.
It just does. I remember I came to the UK, and they're not as quick to write a prescription here for a lot of things.
Right.
We didn't have the painkiller issue really here. We didn't. Most people aren't on cholesterol meds here. It's just not talked about here. And I remember talking to my dad. He's like, "Yeah, I'm on the cholesterol med, and all my family." I was like, "Why?" Like, it's just a normal thing there to be on Lipitor or whatever the hell it is. And it's just like you said, on all these different medications, and it's not normal here. Right. Even the antidepressant thing it's coming now, but it was late.
There's some interesting stats on antidepressants in the UK. I just saw this the other day. So in the UK, in the teenage population, kids 12 to 18 and 20 to 29, since I think between 2016 and 2020, it's increased 30% in the teenagers and 40% in the 20-year-olds. In 4 years period, 40% increase in antidepressants. That's astounding. And I don't know what it's been since the pandemic. It's probably gone up significantly, as you might imagine.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so I mean, again, we usually lag the States by 5 to 8 years, whatever. Right. So unfortunately, it seems like we're getting caught up. But like I said, when I got here, it was just noticeably different from the States when it was just standard.
Well, you don't advertise pharmacy on TV like we do in the United States.
Yeah, again, whenever I go back to the States, I'm just fascinated by these. And again, I love video production. That's what we do here. I make movies, and the commercials for the pharmaceutical industry are next level. The Viagra commercials are amazing. Like, seriously, all the little details, the muscle cars, the subtle hints about what's going on. I mean, these guys are very good at what they do. Mm-hmm. Do you ever, I always tell my community and people I see in the streets, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I leave that to my guests on the channel. But whenever you look at big pharma and then big food and all these other things, and even big tech, like, you must see that in a weird way they all feed on each other somehow.
Sure.
How do you process that in your head?
Well, I don't think it's conspiracy. I think it's out in the open. I mean, it just makes business sense. I mean, like I said, they're in the business to make money. Every company is, and their model is selling drugs. The food companies want to sell food, and how do they do it? Well, it's nice if you're addicted to it, and it tastes really good, and it's cheap, and then the tech companies do what they do. So, and they all support each other. I mean, you look at we talked about, before we got on here, Sadiq Khan, who's the mayor of London. He's the He is the CEO of the C40 cities. I'm sure I don't know if you're familiar with that thing. It's all the green revolution stuff, and so they're going to be pushing.
Didn't you get in a Twitter battle with him?
No, not Sadiq Khan.
Oh, okay, all right.
Anyway.
I thought you had something with the mayor of London, but go ahead, continue.
But anyway, we're seeing this, this sort of push towards, obviously a secure biosecurity state. I know David Icke probably talks about that quite well, but certainly we're seeing with the dietary push, the push towards this plant-based diet, and really the plant-based diet as it's being pushed out. Are we seeing advertisements for eat more blueberries, eat more lettuce? No, what you're seeing is Impossible Burger, Beyond Meat. All this is processed garbage, and this is what this is. This is just another avenue to create processed food. And so if we look at the global market projections for alternative protein, by 2035, they're projecting $300 billion market, that's a big market, right? So this is why they're putting all this money, all these hundreds of millions of dollars and now billions of dollars been invested from venture capital into this stuff. They want their ROI, right? Yeah. They want the money back, and so they're pushing. And we keep seeing sales of these products, Beyond Meat, Impossible Burgers, not doing well. It's not consumer pull. It's all corporate push. So we just, but their hopes are, and they lay it out. They say, we've got to get people to accept it. So make them think it's good for the environment, make it think it's good for their health, even though it's total BS, right? We're just going to sell that message. And then you got to make the product scalable, which is also very challenging. And then also you got to get government on board to regulate it, to sort of incentivize this stuff. And we're starting to see that. You're starting to see it here in these cities, where you have New York City is a perfect example in their public school system. New York City is the biggest public school system in America. Meatless Mondays and vegan Fridays now. These poor kids that many of them come from, underserved and poor populations. That's where they get their nutrition from, at school. And now you're taking out the most nutrient-dense part and replacing it with some, human pet food. This industrial sludge is what they're producing.
I'm looking for partners, collaborators, colleagues who want to join forces with me around the globe and create real value, generational wealth, and financial freedom for everyone else around the world. Get involved in the cryptocurrency markets, get involved in the NFT markets. This is your moment. Life all comes down to a few moments. Don't let this pass. Now it's not too late. Next year's going to be too late. Ultimately, this is about freedom. That's the way I see it. This is about giving power back to the people and enabling billions of people worldwide to use the financial markets to improve their lives and those of their friends and their families and their communities. Honestly, I think it's a violation of human rights not to allow people basic access to financial services. Because right now people are being kept in the dark, they're being robbed of education, and it's a travesty. And so I'm looking for people that want to join me and be a part of this solution. And that all happens inside the DeFi Academy. The gains my students are making are absolutely amazing. Double, triple-digit gains in the first month alone. That's amazing. This will change your life. Now is the time to get involved. I'm going to tell you exactly how my students in my academy made money in the last 30 days. I'm talking about real trading results. And let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Let me hit you with some numbers. I'm talking Brendan from New Zealand is up 68.77% on the month. Steve from Europe up 83%. Albert in Singapore up 169.9% on one single trade. I got Susan up 153% on her call options alone. Also rocking 139% returns and 442% returns as well on individual trades. These are people that are changing their financial future in the last 30 days, but it's based on trading discipline.
I've graduated over 500 students from inside my academy from over 54 countries around the world. It's amazing. When it comes to crypto, DeFi, and blockchain, we love this space. We truly believe it's the future. This is down to our core. It's authentic to what we're doing, and everybody can tell through the camera because you can't make this stuff up.
If you're watching me now, wherever you are, I implore you, take 60 seconds right now and join my academy. Apply today. Now you've got a chance. Life all comes down to a few moments. What are you going to do? What's the choice that you're going to make?